welcome to the pregame hangout. We are the Dungeon Scrawlers, or at least some of us, because tonight we are starting our Two Paths adventure. I am DMing for part of it, and Aaron is DMing for the other part. And so this is the part that I'm DMing for. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Right now, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out.
The alternative is Aaron has a panic attack in real time.
Right, yeah. And guess what? Aaron is doing the game tonight. Woo! No, that's not.
All right, gonna throw all this out. Everybody's fighting an ancient red dragon. Ready.
I immediately regret my decision.
Yeah. I mean, what if we did like a DM roulette? Like, we spin the wheel at the beginning and then...
Let me in.
Oh,
to the Google Meet.
Yes. But yeah, we spin the wheel, and then whoever it lands on, they have to DM for the night.
Oh, man.
Just go for it.
That would be crazy and fun and weird.
That would be weird. It could be really fun. It could be really weird.
Yeah, we do it during the hangout. They have 30
it.
minutes just to like throw something together.
I feel like the pressure on that is lower because like if what you do on the spot is confusing or not playing nice with canon or forgets a particular world rule or game rule, it's okay because you literally found out 3 minutes ago you were doing this. So
yeah, exactly.
Maybe we should do that during our next break between arcs break or books break.
What would you pick if it was okay? You have to pick a weird. Let's just say it's a monster hunt. You have to fight a monster, find and fight a monster on the spot. What's your first thought?
Roll like 2d100 and open the page of like one of the monster books and just see what it is.
Full chaos. I love it.
Yeah. Good luck.
It occurs to me that maybe D&D Beyond should have a random monster button where you just push the button and then a monster pops up.
Totally.
That would be.
Or like
Just
a generator, yeah.
Yeah, no consideration given for party balance or CR, just boom, random monster.
Yeah, just from all the ones you own.
Bug, not feature.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go with something that would create chaos. Something that would be like a trickster of some kind. Trickster creature.
Yeah.
Trickster
Well, I mean, the thing is, you all are at a level where you can handle most of the monsters that show up to some extent. You could at least get away from them if, they prove to be too tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just looking at the D&D Beyond encounter builder to see if they had some sort of randomized button, but I don't see one.
Yeah, it's what creature would not be toast the second Artemisia unleashes her chain lightning. That's the.
So you just actually how many chain lightnings can she do now?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I know she has
Several.
a slot that's higher than chain lightning, so what,
Right.
like 3 or 4?
So you just like have a succession of them.
Oh, and she's got sorcery points, so more. Yeah.
I ran when my kids D&D game for one of them, I think it was my son's birthday and his friend's half birthday were like 2 days apart. So they were like, they just wanted to do like a really hard encounter. And I tried to run this with, I think it wasn't a beholder. It was maybe like a step back because they weren't super high level, but also a bunch of mimics. And they basically stood in the door and hurled their most powerful spells at the thing, which rolled really bad on initiative. So like it never got a turn. So as soon as it got down to a few hit points, I made another one show up and kill it and be like, I'm the strongest beholder now. Who are you guys?
Oh,
So that
nice.
they could keep going because otherwise it was going to be disappointing because I didn't run that in a very difficult way, even though like based on the CR and everything, it was super deadly.
Yeah.
Then they
nobody
also
expects...
went in and touched the mimics, and that made a big difference. Like a lot.
I mean, I must admit, like a beholder inside of another beholder seems like a very beholder type of monster. I love it.
I love every time these come up on Champions of Lore, like beholder subtypes. they're generated by beholders having weird dreams.
Yeah.
And I love this, and I feel bad for beholders, but only so bad for beholders because, like, you know, they hate everybody, right? They're not just supremacists, like beholders are the best. They're also like, but I'm also the best beholder. All these other
Yeah.
beholders suck.
Yeah.
And so then, like, they're having bad dreams about something, and they wake up, and there's like, they're having, you know, dreams of death, and they wake up, and there's a death tyrant in the room, and they're obviously
Yeah.
gonna be like, all the rays on it. You wake, like, you're a beholder, and you wake up, and the window's open, and you're like, what got out? Balls. Like,
yeah.
Beholders have pregnancy dreams. Do they dream of a beholder that's full of gazers or something?
Okay, what does a pregnant beholder even look like?
It's a beholder with its mouth full of gazers. That's my guess.
It's not like
I mean, it's like a sleeping beholder is technically like a pregnant beholder. There's a high chance because it's basically every time they dream another beholder into existence. And depending on the type
Right?
of dream, it will
That's
determine
gross.
the result of the beholder that they create. So if they dream of like death and skeletons and stuff, it might create some sort of undead beholder.
I
Just
feel
go
like
hang out more with Manchun. You'll find out a lot about beholders.
Oh man. I forgot all about
so.
that.
Rashomon always comes off as Russian, and at least in the accents that I've heard people portraying it as, and you know, Russian nesting dolls. So I can just imagine Rashomon having some creatures that are nested inside creatures that are nested inside creatures.
Possibly. It's interesting because, like,
Oh my
Rashomon definitely has, like, Russian vibes, but Vaza, I think, is more Russian. And I guess there's sort of, like, different pieces pulled to each side, but the,
Wait.
also Monsters and Monsters is gross.
Yeah.
So something just
I would
occurred to me.
now I'm definitely like, yes, you kill that bullet, and guess what pops out? It is laser beams.
Awesome.
I mean, if it swallowed it whole, like if you killed a astral
You weren't
dreadnought
there,
or
you don't
whatever,
know.
things would pop out. Yeah, exactly.
So a thought just occurred to me. Could a party of adventurers sneak up on a sneaking beholder and then like sort of whisper to it and try to like influence its dream and create like a certain type of beholder from that? Like a loot pinata beholder? Like it's just a beholder that's stuffed full of loot and has 1 AC and 1 HP?
Eric, it sounds like Ying's giving suggestions for what the Rashomon team is gonna go do.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Find sleeping beholders and then have them dream about, I don't know, their own demise.
Man,
Yeah.
what happens then?
I think actually one of the canon beholders is a beholder that dreams of its own demise, but I can't remember which one it is. I think it's one of the undeath
beholders
ones.
don't dream of.
I mean, they're oftentimes dreaming of like either their own demise or the demise of others.
It's the anti-beholder, the beholder who just like looks away dramatically. Always dreaming of its own demise.
Isn't there a beholder that hunts other beholders? Like all it eats is other
Probably.
beholders.
There's just, I feel like there's so many beholder types.
Yeah, I kind of remember this from an older edition, I want to say. Maybe it's in 5th edition. I don't know. There's so many monster manuals. But it is like a beholder that does not have 10 eye stalks, and it's like massive, and it hunts down other beholders.
Okay. I've pulled up the wiki.
And eats their liver with a nice Chianti. And...
Wow.
Yeah, it's Hannibal.
Okay.
Hannah Beholder.
Uh-huh.
I think a
Nice.
spectator is what I made them.
Oh,
Gross.
Captain
Sorry.
Captain
What is-
Kalo
what-
brings up an interesting point. There are spells that influence dreams, so we don't even have to sneak up to it to influence its dreams
be
and
like,
birth the loot pinata.
Okay, this one doesn't have biology, but it's so gross. It's called a blood kiss beholder. So instead of having eyes on the ends of its tentacles, it has mouths. and it drains the blood of its victims. It's like a vampire beholder. It doesn't say how they make them. Like, is this about dreaming you're a vampire? Or is the vampire actually biting a beholder and that's what happens?
Huh?
A doom sphere is a ghost of a beholder.
Versus like the death tyrant, that's like the lich of beholders.
Death tyrants, if I remember the episode we did where we talked about those, they oh no, they do it with a ritual. I honestly thought that the death tyrant was the one where they dream about dying and then they make a come out. Good Lord, there is some gross stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just-
So this is a little late, but Rumpus Imperator says that the DM roulette could be like a really great one shot, and then maybe we could roll again every hour, and then whoever it lands on has to take over that game and keep going. This sounds like a charity game. It could be
Ooh,
fun.
That sounds wild.
Yeah,
I like it.
like an exquisite corpse of.
I like it.
Yes.
Cassius335 says, what if there was a big beholder that had normal sized beholders as hands? And I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think that's great.
That's amazing and horrifying. And
And he makes voices for them. He's like,
Yeah.
Like if its eye stalks turned into little beholders, and the little beholders, their eye stalks turned into even littler beholders.
Oh my god.
oh yeah.
I'm sort of
Yeah,
imagining like
Mandala.
that toy.
The
Like
fractal
the
beholder.
the stretchy hand toy, the sticky stretchy hand toy.
That's right.
He just
There's
like
actually-
flings it at you.
ugh. There are 2 beholders that suck blood with mouth tentacles.
Yeah.
And the other one is
Gross.
the death kiss is one that comes from vivid dreams of mass blood
Oh,
loss.
watch the crinkling of bag, please.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Just gonna drive Yang Yang a
Ugh.
little bit nuts right
Yeah.
there.
Just like in general, please, 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 for my sanity and maybe the sanity of some of the viewers, just mute yourself if you're gonna eat or tear open things, etc. Thank you.
There's a thing called an eye of the deep, but it's called a sea holder, which is like
Whoa.
it's
Wow.
a beholder with like just 2 eye stalks like this, and it's
Oh.
got lobster claws.
That's
Oh, no.
amazing. I love that.
Oh
I
my
need to look this
god.
up.
I love these. They're awful.
Now I'm just gonna start putting you in pun encounters. Like, what is that creature that's floating toward us that has 3 central eyes? Well, that's a 3 holder. Right.
Oh my god. I mean, you could just create a beholder that communicates in puns and create like a pun type name for it, and we will all want to kill it, except for one of us who will want to like hang out with it and be best friends for life.
Steven
Yes.
probably. Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, Original Angston says we need a bee holder that looks like a killer bee. Oh my goodness.
It has like swarm rays and like gloopy honey rays.
In that one of the Rogars recaps, I did one like that one when we were talking about the murder wasps or whatever it was, murder hornets. They breed bee holders. I'll see if I can dig up the graphic, throw it in Discord.
Rogue Squirrel asked about what about the placeholder?
Oh my goodness. People are loving coming up with beholders. Like, this is why I personally love beholders, because like as a DM, you can just come up with any flavor or variation that you want, and it's supported by lore because it's
Right.
birthed by their dream. There's infinite possibilities.
Beholder who has the sage background because they're a record holder.
Oh my god. Oh, Daza said cup holder. Oh my god. It's just like 10 little depressions for to hold your drinks. That'd be the best bartender.
servant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meyer Doug's not to be confused with the really rude ones. Those are A-holers.
A-holers. Oh my god.
I think also
Oh.
it's I'm curious because obviously a beholder has a different set of life experiences and therefore a different set of anxieties and different set of, symbols that come up in its dreams. But like what's the nightmare that births the most interesting beholder or the weirdest?
Oh, interesting.
Like a beholder that has the teeth falling out nightmare. What is that? The beholder that has the, oh no, I have to go back to high school to finish up my gym credit even though I'm 38. What's that?
Yeah.
I have that nightmare a lot. It's until at some point in the nightmare, when I have the nightmare, I start going, wait a minute. I don't care if I have a high school diploma at this point in my life. Like, I'm already past the part where people were looking at that. Who cares if I didn't pass gym? Then it stops them.
I have had the first day of college nightmare like 30 times in my life, and it is really, really tedious at this point.
Yeah.
You're like, no, this is one again.
Oh,
It's
thanks
like,
for the sub,
what's,
Shay.
what's my dorm room shaped like this time? Crap, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, it is.
So I
No
just saw
wonder
that.
you realize you've been enrolled for a semester and you haven't done you haven't gone to any of the classes, you haven't taken any of the tests.
I keep having dreams where, like, someone told me what classes I was in, but I didn't write it down and I lost the email. And so now I'm like trying to figure out what classes I'm supposed to go to. And I'm sure I missed one.
Ooh, that feeling. I
And
totally
you
know
can't
that feeling.
remember which one is your locker, and you can't remember the locker number, and then you're like,
Yeah. No, I've
yeah.
never actually had a locker.
then you're in
Really?
drama, and then you get on stage and you realize you're supposed to know the lines for the play, but
I just want to shout out to Shay real quick because Shay gave us another resubscribed, and they've been a subscriber for 20 months. That's 18 months in a row. That's like almost as long as this channel. No, that is as long as this channel has been alive. So thanks.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
I hope Shay is feeling better. I know she was sick for a while, so. Shay, I hope you're feeling better.
Oh my goodness. Seldarine says a dream where a blind beholder loses its contacts. But like the dream of a beholder with like, its big eye and then the little eyes, losing contacts for every single one of them, and then being unable to find all the little contacts on the ground. Oh my god.
I feel
feel
like
it.
a beholder nightmare would involve needles.
Ugh. I mean, my nightmares involve needles too.
And you only have the two eyes.
That's right.
Emily, are you on the Google Meet?
I am.
Because it seems like your audio is coming through the Zoom.
Your Zoom audio, it does show that you might be active
No,
on
it's
Zoom audio.
the Google Meet.
It's
just a window.
Our
Green
Zoom is
highlight.
muted.
Could just be an error.
Weird. Yeah.
Why do I have a what?
You have a little green frame around you, like you're the speaker. Maybe
in
Zoom's just like, look at Emily. Doesn't she look good today?
Yeah.
She does. Looking good, Emily.
Let's all take a
That's
page
what
out
I
of Emily's
meant.
book.
Yeah.
Aaron, what are you drinking?
I made a jungle bird because I don't have any more canned Mai Tais. I
Mm.
didn't get any at the store. That is my D&D drink, is those Cutwater Spirits canned Mai Tais.
I heard this. This is completely unrelated to anything, but I heard this song recently that drives me absolutely nuts, but it's stuck in my head. And part of the lyrics go, "You cannot lie over a Mai Tai." And I'm like, someone definitely wrote that lyric just because it rhymed, and that makes absolutely no sense.
I'm so mad about that.
You can definitely lie over Mai Tai. In fact, it makes it easier.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem here. Yeah, so this is my one of my new favorite cocktails. It's dark rum and pineapple juice and Campari and lime juice, and then it's supposed to be like a demerara syrup, but I put orgeat in it because I like orgeat in everything. Because I really wish it was a Mai Tai, but you know what song I've had stuck in my head? Oh crap, I can't remember the name of it. I watched the Super Bowl, and Snoop Dogg's song has been stuck in my head ever since, which is I don't know enough of the words for this to be the case. But I'm like, no. Like, that's not enough. That's not enough song.
No,
Oh,
it is not.
yeah, it's like a
I
Dre
remember.
song. Yeah. Na 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 na. It's the mother effing DOG.
Great. Now it's going to be stuck in my head. Thanks, Yang
I'm
Yang.
just gonna, after this, I'm gonna hop on
Oh,
Deezer
man.
and go through Snoop Dogg's whole catalog looking for the answer. Or
I know what
Dre's
song you're
catalog.
talking about now, but I can't think of
Right.
the title either.
Just think about Encanto and get those songs stuck in your head instead.
Oh my god. My son loves Surface Pressure. He's really delighted
good
by
one.
the little Greek mythology reference they slid in there. Like, I don't think he's ever seen anything like that, and he's very excited.
Nice.
So,
Yo,
It's
one of
got
the
a lot to
viewers,
look forward to.
one of the
What?
viewers knows the song. They go yada da da da. They know.
what's it called?
What's it called?
So what I have here, if I can manage to open it, is a bottle of Redemption Weeded Bourbon.
Ooh.
I haven't tried this one before, but I'm looking forward to it.
Are you gonna drink that tonight?
If I can get it open.
Okay.
So
Do you know how to open a bottle? Because right now I'm kind of skeptical.
there's a plastic
this is how
seal,
we-
and it doesn't really have one of those perforated edges.
We have plenty
Man.
of people to call the ambulance when this goes horribly wrong. So
I am ready to
Just
clip
stab
this.
myself on the stream.
I'm
You're like, oh
I'm
my
ready
god.
to clip right
You
now.
look like you're gonna do that. Oh, saber it like a
Yeah.
champagne bottle. It's like,
I
but it's
wish
not gonna
someone
work
could've
because it's not
screenshotted
carbonated.
it. I wish someone could have screenshotted that moment when he holds up the knife and just subtitle it "Overkill."
You can do a screen cap of the video.
Overkill.
Oh,
Man.
there you go.
You pulled out many tools, and all of them are overkill, Eric.
That's not the first time this week that I pulled a sword down from my wall to demonstrate that my sword rack is right there.
I mean, that first, given his size, that first knife he pulled out is probably a long sword. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I did get it open, just in case
Huzzah.
anyone was worried that I would stab myself.
And I feel like with the amount of beholders that the viewers seem to like to generate, maybe like another game could just be like beholder roulette. Like we just get a list of like beholder names from just everybody, and then just roll the dice, and
next-
whichever one appears, whichever name it is, we just make it up.
So these are my Dungeon Scrawler glasses. They have the little Dungeon
Oh,
Scrawlers
cool.
logo on them.
Nice.
You're a dungeon
They
scroller.
say Dungeon Scrawlers on them, and Eric to be Dungeon Master. Right, it's pretty cool.
That's
A
right.
colleague of mine got these for me totally unexpectedly. I was very pleased.
Oh, that's so nice of them. Holy shit.
It is.
Is it V?
It is V. Yeah.
Good job,
I
V.
got her a mug that has a life bar on it, and it says Boss Monster, or it says Mini Boss, because she's shorter than me. Everyone is shorter than me, but she's shorter than me. It says Mini Boss, and it says 50 million hit points on the bottom. It's pretty great.
Nice. What am I doing? I'm trying to open Firefox. That's what I'm doing. Sorry.
Well, first of all, I see our viewers have solved the song mystery. It is the next episode by
Thank
Dr. Dre and
you!
Snoop. And man, they like the beholder roulette and then maybe a mimic roulette. I like that idea too. But then you don't tell the players what the result was. And you just put them in a room and then see if they figure it out. They'll figure it out. One way or the
This
other.
is just like a paranoia game. Like you spin the wheel, mimic, no mimic, and then you go in a room full of stuff. Mimic, no mimic.
Everything
How
is a
much
mimic.
can you destroy before you find how many mimics are in this room?
It's like
Yeah.
it's like playing Prey on
I was just
Twitch.
thinking that. Yes, exactly.
I mean,
I
the
never-
question
What?
is all the stuff in the room yours or is it someone else's?
Ooh.
Ooh, good question.
And this
Very
doesn't
different
matter.
approaches
I
depending
think
on
it gets interesting if it's like a mix of all of your stuffs because you might be willing to blow up. Like, maybe Kayla's willing to blow up Cecilia's stuff, but not her stuff, right?
Oh,
But
Just
if it's a
don't
mimic,
Just don't let Cecilia see you like ripping into her dress.
Like if Caliph opens Cecilia's door and just sees a bunch of stuff and just casts a shatter spell in the middle of a room, just is
yeah.
she gonna notice?
yeah, I was gonna say, how will people be able to tell?
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's 6:25. The recap is
Yep.
is a little over 4 minutes long, so we just gotta go to it.
Yeah,
See
do
you
it.
all in a bit.
Well, I'm back. Did you miss me? So, it seems that it was at least fairly simple to get Rogar back from getting stuck in the tower. His wounds, whatever injuries he had, were healed. He was revived. It was fine. He's fine. He's fine. From there, though, the rest of the irregulars rendezvoused with Caliph, who had had a bit of an awkward encounter with some of Aiden's family members, given that Aiden is presently her book and kind of dead. And they all went down to find Lithaka, the orphan girl that Stong and Cecilia had taken an interest in, and that Cecilia had grown fairly attached to, because, I mean, she's smart as a whip. She knows what she's doing. While there, they spoke with Cecilia's old childhood friend, Sebastian, who had been staying in the city, and he gifted Cecilia with a couple of things, namely a magical spear to help protect her, and a headband of intellect that had belonged to her father. But that's not why they were there. They were there to check on Lithaka and make sure she was safe, and that she knew that if any Cecilias with golden wings and a golden mask came calling to, not go with her or trust her or anything like that. But Lithaka was fine. And she had a non-detection amulet of her own already, apparently. So that was settled, and they stayed the night while Rogar and Caliph both kind of did sus stuff, or at least behaved in a sus manner. I mean, really, I'd expect it from Caliph, but Rogar? Well, in the morning, they all returned to Briar House to kind of regroup, start planning their next steps. Caliph mentioned something about checking out a library, which seems odd. I'd given her history with libraries, but hey, just hopefully this time she doesn't set one on fire. But it was Stong that put forward an idea that he and Artemisia had been discussing, which was that they should go to Rashomon to find out how and why the Golden Raven diverged from Prime Cecilia, and see if they could find a way to either weaken her or strengthen their Cecilia. Now, understandably, Cecilia was a bit iffy on this plan, given that if she goes there, the witches will want to find her and throw her in witch jail, or maybe just regular jail. Well, Cecilia said if they plan to do that, she doesn't plan to go with them, and she left the room with a very kind of drunk Sarshan stumbling after her. And the others kept discussing plans while Rogar tried to convince everyone that maybe they should just leave. They have their non-detection amulets. They could go pursue their lives and not worry about the Golden Raven trying to find them, especially with the world back. I don't know how well that would work, given that, she could just try to snap it out of existence again, or whatever the heck she did the first time. And I'm not sure I like this Rogar. I don't know how or why he's doing what he's doing, or the behavior is strange. He's clearly not himself, and I don't like it. But things ended this time as all things should, with sparring and cuddles. Cecilia had tried to convince Sarshan to do something for himself for once, to go on a run as a wolf maybe, and he decided instead to fight. Now, I've been party to a few spicy sparring matches in my time, but I've never seen one quite like this. But hey, I can't deny cuddles are a lovely way to end things.